Hi, everyone. This is Jackie with Jagco Yoga, and I hope you appreciate today's soft and gentle flow for when you're not feeling 100%, whether it be spiritually, mentally, or physically. We are going to go ahead and get started today. For today's class, I do recommend having a blanket or a towel available. We'll use it a little bit later as an opportunity to find some comfort. Also, to call out the furry little assistant yoga teacher in the room. He might make his voice heard, but hopefully not. I just like to acknowledge that he's here because sometimes that does happen. So we are going to get started in a reclined position today. This is an opportunity actually for your towel or blanket right off the bat. You can roll it up and use it as a little bit of a pillow towards the top of your mat. I am going to recommend finding constructive rest, but test it out here. Take some time to arrive on your mat. Take some time to make space on your mat and see what feels right. Maybe it's knees bent straight up or feet are underneath the knees, feeling that low back press down into the mat. Constructive rest is my recommendation, so heel toe those feet out as wide as your mat, and then knock those knees in towards each other. And just feeling the difference of what that does for your spine, for your body, for your sense of where you are coming into the mat today. Or if it is calling to you to take full Shavasana, legs straight out, if that is where you're going to find your relief, by all means, take it. And now find the variation of arms that is calling to you. Maybe it's straight up overhead, arms in a diamond shape, or straight out to the side in a goalpost or T position. Maybe finding hands on belly, letting your belly rise and fall with your breath. Or one hand on heart, one hand on belly. Up until this point, it's all up to you. Whatever you need to arrive on your mat to feel nice and cozy, nice and comfy, nice and connected is the goal for today. And once you find your sense, once you find where you are, what you need, where your body is in sensation, let your peripheral vision go a little bit fuzzy, or maybe even take your eyes closed. And begin to focus in on the intention for these next few moments on our mat, these next few moments in time. My recommended intention is focusing in on bringing ease into yourself, into your sense, into your body. What shift can you focus on? Can you embody, bring into this space to move into a space of sensation of ease rather than sensation of dis-ease? That might be mentally, it might be spiritually, and it might be physically. That's going to be our goal for today's class, is to focus in on all of those sensations and bring them into a point of ease. Take 2 more big breaths into that space, allowing yourself to soften with the exhales, soften in that mental space. Next big breath in, send that inhale all the way through your lungs, down into your fingers and toes. Soften through that physical sensation. And then our intention for the rest of class is going to be softening in that spiritual sense. Go ahead, let your eyes flutter open. Heel toe those feet back underneath your knees. And then moving really sweetly and gently, let that right ankle come up over left knee. Activate through those toes, pull those toes back towards your nose, and then gently use your right hand to guide your right knee forward. We're keeping our feet activated to protect that knee, but we're also finding some nice, gentle sensation here. Just pressing until we feel that physical sensation to bring in that spiritual sensation of ease. You can find gentle movements if that's calling to you, or stillness. Keeping that low spine connected with the earth, gently just guiding our knee forward. We're not actively pressing through here. Give yourself one more big breath. Maybe ease into a little bit more sensation. Now moving really sweetly, really gently on an exhale breath. Let that right foot fall over towards the left. Once your foot makes contact, let your knees go heavy. Hands come out to the sides, gaze falls towards that right hand side. Starting off with a really gentle twist here. We're just letting gravity take over. We're going to our point of sensation. We're not allowing ourselves to find any activation. Just beginning to focus in on breath, focus in on sensation, and coming back to that physical sense of ease. One more big breath here. Use that exhale. Let everything go. On your next inhale, gently let your feet come back up through neutral and let that right leg go back down towards the earth. Find any other little adjustments you might need, any other sensation. And then once you feel balanced, let that left ankle come up over right knee. Keep that foot nice and active to protect that left knee joint. And now moving really sweetly and gently, let that left hand guide that left knee forward. Focus in here, make sure that your hips or your low spine aren't popping up off the earth. Energetically press it down into that full body sensation. And as you exhale, we're letting our knee guide forward, gently going to that point of sensation. Gentle movements are available here, or stillness. Whatever is going to allow you to stay in a mental state of ease, a physical state of ease, and again, reaching towards that spiritual sense of relief and ease throughout class today. Take one more big breath here, maybe easing into a little bit more sensation. And then on your next exhale, let that left foot fall over towards the right hand side. Once that foot makes contact, just let the knees get heavy. Gaze will go over towards our left thumbs, left fingers. Let those knees get nice and heavy. We're working with gravity here. We're finding the sense that we need, but we're not forcing, we're not using our muscles. We're just finding that point of sensation and we're breathing into it. Take one more big breath here, breathing into wherever you're feeling this in your body, and then use that exhale to soften. Next inhale breath, gently come back up through midline. Let that left foot come back down to the earth. Find any adjustment, little micro movements you need. And now energetically pressing that low spine into the mat. Let your knees and feet come up towards the sky, reverse tabletop. So we're pretending like our shins are pressing towards the sky. And then gently reach towards inner edge of your feet, outer edge of your feet, or maybe peace fingers can clasp your big toes. Try out all those variations, whatever feels right for you. And then find our happy baby. You can find some nice gentle movements, deep bend in those knees, curling that knee in towards self, or you can straighten through your legs. We're really early on in class, so give yourself time to just be happy. The sensation of happiness, the sensation of ease in this gentle movement. We're beginning to wake up our body, wake up our sensation. You can also find a tight squeeze on shins and just roll side to side. Whichever variation we are looking for is totally up to you. It's finding that sensation of ease in your body. And then once you feel balanced, once you've given the same amount of love to each side, go ahead, begin to rock and roll up and down the length of your spine, arriving in our comfortable seated position. Take some time to get there, adjust as you need. And taking cue from the furry assistant yoga teacher, find some sloshy movement, whatever is calling to you. Seated cat-cows, curling and rounding through your spine, maybe some gentle seated twists, allowing your gaze to go one way and then the other. Goal here is to be moving our torso, moving our lungs, working out whatever sensation needs a little bit of workout and finding it here. The only rule is you give each side the same amount of attention, the same love, the same movement. And once you feel balanced, once you feel ready, roll over those ankles or sweep those feet out to the side. We're meeting in a tabletop position, finding that sloshy sensation continuing. Wag your tail side to side, maybe find some cat-cows. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Whichever sensation is calling to you. And as you are continuing to move, I'm going to cue and show our options for connecting vinyasa today, depending on what you need, where your body is, what sensation you need. So the first one, whenever I cue that connecting vinyasa, is to find our cat-cow. Let our toes come together, knees go wide, and our inversion will be child's pose. So child's pose will be cued as an option throughout class today. Second option will be cat-cow, and then curling our toes under and taking a deep bend into our deep bend down dog. So keeping those knees really close to the earth, keeping that torso nice and elongated. Or option 3 will be to lift those hips high and back into whichever variation of down dog is calling to you to keep you in an ease state. So let's join together, find our tabletop position, moving into the shape and sensation you need. Inhale, breath, we're moving into our cat-cow flow. Drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, breath, coil that belly up, and then gaze goes towards that navel. And your inversion, child's pose, deep bend, down dog, or full-blown down dog, whichever variation you need. Find your way into that shape. And also, the one you choose now is perfect for right now. You can plug and play throughout class. Find different variations, find the sensation you need, and allow yourself to move into that sensation. Take one more big breath here, finding whichever release you need, physically, spiritually, mentally, maybe all the above. Let it go with that exhale. We're going to move into our lunar salutations. A little bit easier, a little bit more sensation into finding comfort. So wherever you are, find your way into our tabletop position. Dropping knees underneath hips, hands coming underneath shoulders. Now drop your heart towards the mat. Heart first, knees, heart, and then we're going to slither forward into our cobra pose. Tops of your toes come down to the mat. We're going to take our hands out wide in line with our shoulders here. And as you press in with the tops of your toes, inhale, breath. Go ahead and let yourself just slither up, kind of finding a curious cobra, whatever sensation is going to bring you ease. Deep bend in those elbows, shaking your head yes and no. Exhale, let your forehead come down to the mat. Let your hands come back underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Inhale, breath, press up into our tabletop. Around a cat-cow, moving towards your inversion. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, breath, coil that belly up. Inhale, neutral, child's pose, or down dog variation, whichever variation is calling to you. Take a reset breath here. Breathe into the area you need, the shape you need, the sensation you need. Nourish yourself right here and right now. On your next inhale, make your way into that tabletop pose. First and foremost, exhale, breath, drop down to that chest, slither forward. Hands come out wide in line with our shoulders. Curious cobra on an inhale. Shaking out our lungs, shaking out sensation, shaking out whatever it is you need, and then release. Hands come back underneath shoulders, curl those toes under, press it up into tabletop. Inhale, breath, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, breath, coil that belly up and in. Inhale, breath into your inversion, child's pose, deep bend down dog, full down dog, whatever it is. Reset breath. Breathe into your sensation. Soften into ease with that exhale. Next inhale, breath, press it up. Find your way into your tabletop position. Inhale, drop your belly, lift the gaze, extending through the points of the body we need to release. Exhale, coil it in. Inhale, breath back through neutral tabletop. Drop down to that heart. Slither it forward into our cobra. Fingertips come out wide. Inhale, curious cobra. Exhale, softly release. Inhale, breath, pressing up into that tabletop, cat-cow. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, press it away. Inhale, neutral. Find your way into your inversion. Child's pose, deep bend, down dog, or full down dog. Reset breath. Breathe into your sensation. Breathe into your ease. Exhale into softness. Inhale, tabletop. Last one here. Exhale, drop down to that heart. Slither it forward. Tops of your toes press down. Fingertips come out wide. Inhale, breath, curious cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, press it up into the tabletop. Cat-cow. Drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, coil that belly up and in. Inhale, neutral. Make your way into your inversion. We've got 3 to 5 breaths here. So find the variation that is calling to you. Find the variation that is going to bring ease in your sense, in your shape, in your body. And use those exhales to really soak it in. We've connected that breath with body. We've opened up our lungs. We've opened up our heart. We've opened up our hips. All of these good things, areas in our body that like to hold disease. Now using those exhales to let them go. One more big breath here. Into the space you need. Into the shift you need. Into that energy. And then as you exhale, gently make your way into a tabletop. And then sweep those legs around, coming into our seats. Finding a nice, big, tall chest first and foremost. Let your crown reach tall. And then as we exhale, we're gently going to make our way onto our backs. Through cultivating the sensation of ease, moving sweetly and gently, we're still going to find a little bit of core work, a little bit of heat in this midsection. And the reason for this is to allow those areas, like if we feel congestion in our lungs, if we feel achy in our joints, or again, just mentally, focusing in on this area that gives us strength, that allows us to stand upright is so, so important. So we're going to take our hands straight down on the mat, and we're just going to lift our hips up slightly so that we can sit on our wrists. This is going to allow us to keep our low spine really activated, really connected, and we're going to use our arm strength slightly as we heat up our midsection. On an inhale breath, let your feet go up towards the sky, just like they're straight up the wall. You can keep a gentle bend in your knees, or you can take knees straight. Wherever you are, though, activate your feet. Big inhale breath. Find that energy, cultivate. Press into your fingers, activate through your quads. And then as you exhale, slowly drop those heels towards the earth, letting them stop about 6 inches before they touch. Inhale, deep bend into your knees, coil it up and in. Feel all that energy. It's like you're giving yourself a tight squeeze with your knees, big hug. And then exhale, release those legs straight up. Inhale, cultivate that strength. Press in with your legs, activate through those fingertips, and then use your full, sweet, deep exhale as you drop your feet down towards the earth. Feel that low belly kick in once you get there, and then inhale, deep bend, pull those knees up and in. Exhale, release those feet high. Find the release, find the sweetness, find the ease. Inhale, find that strength, find that cultivation. That's what we're here for. Exhale, drop those feet. Inhale, coil it in. We only have 2 more. Soak it up. Feel the energy. Feel the connection. Exhale, release those feet high. Inhale, activate. Press those feet high. Feel those legs engaged. Now press into those fingers. Exhale, gently release those feet towards the earth, stopping about 6 inches before they touch. Inhale, pull the belly in. Feel it like a tight squeeze throughout your entire sense, your entire being. Exhale, release those legs high. Last one. Inhale, feel the power. Press in with those fingers. Squeeze those legs. Activate through those toes. Exhale, gently release. Inhale, coil it in. Staying here, go ahead, release those legs. Let those hands give yourself a tight, tight squeeze and find a gentle rock side to side. All of that torso love, low back massage. Again, we're finding ease. So maybe stillness is calling to you. Maybe that constructive rest is calling to you. Windshield wipers, so many choices, so many options. Find the shape you need. Once you feel ready, pull those knees in towards chest. And go ahead, rock and roll up and down the length of your spine. Tall seated pose. Find some nice gentle movement. Working out through our lungs, working out through our joints. Wherever that sensation is calling to you, find it right here, right now. Sweep those legs out to the side or curl over those ankles, making our way into our tabletop. Now drop that heart towards the mat. Elongate those legs out. Hands come out outside of the shoulders, tented fingertips. Inhale, breath, press in with your toes. Curious cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, breath, press it up into our tabletop. Round a cat-cow, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, coil it in. Inhale, breath, neutral. And then find your inversion. Child's pose, deep bend down dog, full down dog, your inversion. Reset breath here. Use that exhale, soften into the sensation. Inhale, breath, find some power. Wherever you are, press into those fingers, feel the sensation of your legs. And then exhale, make your way into our tabletop. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. And then on an inhale breath, we're gonna let our right hand extend long out in front of us. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, kick that left leg back. Stay for your exhale. And now bring it out to the side. We're balancing here, feel that core cultivation. Go ahead, drop that left leg down. Inhale, stand it tall, or sit it tall. So right knee is down, left knife edge is pressing into the earth. Inhale, reach those fingertips tall. And then as we exhale, we're gonna take a deep bend over towards the left-hand side, opening up through that right side. Left hand is just gentle. We're not reaching, we're not active here. We're just opening up through our right lungs. We're opening up through our right hips. Gently press those hips forward. Use your exhale to soften into that sensation of ease. Inhale, come back up through neutral. Exhale, little counter twist, reaching down towards the mat. Maybe a block underneath that right hand. Let that left hand extend overhead. One line of energy here, feeling this little relief. Inhale, come back up through neutral, reach those fingertips tall. Little heart opener, cactus's arms, shine that heart. Again, opening up through our lungs, feeling ease in breath, feeling ease in sensation. Inhale, reach it tall. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Let that knee come back into neutral. Sloshy movements. Wag the tail, cat-cow. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Wherever you need to go to find that relief, take it here. On your inhale breath, let that left hand extend. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, kick that right leg back. Stay for your exhale. Now let it come out to the side, finding our balance here. As you exhale, drop that right foot down. Inhale, let your fingertips reach tall. Stay for that exhale. Now press those right knife edge down into the mat. And then as you exhale, we're gonna let our right hand come down to the side as we reach up and over with our left hand. Listen to the story that this side is telling. Maybe it's a little different. Maybe there's a little more ease. Maybe there's a little more sensation. Just send your breath there, wherever you need to go. One more big breath. Use that exhale, ease into a little bit more. Now your next inhale, come back up through midline. And then as you exhale, we're gonna let our left hand come down to a block, maybe to the mat, and reach over with that right. One line of energy, opening up through those hips, those hearts, those heads, whatever it is you need. Take a big deep breath here. Inhale, come up through mid, using those obliques, reach it tall. Exhale, little baby back bend. Inhale, reach it tall. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Right leg comes back to neutral. Let yourself find organic movement. Shake your head yes, shake your head no, wag your tail, figure 8 circles, maybe cat-cows, whatever you need to reset. Feeling each side balanced in space here. Now sweeping your feet out to the side or curling over ankles, we're making our way into a comfortable seat at the top of our mat, allowing yourself a moment here. Hands come down to where they feel neutral, where they feel rested. On an inhale breath, let that crown reach nice and tall, reach it high to the sky. As we exhale, melt those shoulders down. This time on our inhale breath, let those fingertips reach tall to the sky. Keep that crown reaching tall. And then as we exhale, gentle twist. Right hand to the outside of left knee. Left hand is just a gentle brace back behind us. Connecting breath with body. Inhale, pull that heart up and through, crown reaches tall. Exhale, maybe find a little bit more twist. Detoxifying our joints, our spine, our lungs, all of the things that tend to hold a little bit of discomfort when we don't feel well. Use this as an opportunity to use your breath. Find that little white light guiding into where you feel the sensation, and exhale releases. One more breath here. Go to your edge. Release it on your next inhale. Fingertips reach tall. Moving into second side. Exhale, left hand comes to the outside of right knee. Right hand is back behind you just as a brace. Now follow your breath. Use your breath. Find the ease in this gentle twist. As you inhale, heart puffs high. As you exhale, gentle open sensation. Using that breath as a white light, a cleansing light, moving into wherever you feel discomfort, disease, sensation that isn't serving you, and use your exhales to soften into that. Your next inhale, gently release, fingertips come high. Now let them come back down to neutral, heart center, pressing into chest, maybe on knees. Another opportunity for our towel coming up here. So we're working into fire log pose. So we're gonna start with our left leg down. So let your right leg just come out. And your left leg, we're working towards the shin, to be parallel with the top of our mat. Keep those left toes activated just like we did in our figure 4. And then we're going to let our right leg come up and over, and we're going to let it rest on top of our left knee. So as you can see here, my right knee might be really elevated. It might be almost up near your chest. This is where that blanket comes into play. You can find the point where it's offering you a nice release and a nice opportunity to find a little prop, a sensation. But what we are feeling is a big opener in our right hip, right hamstring. Your hands can come to rest on toes and knees. Hands can be at heart center. And just let yourself fall into that place. Again, we're not necessarily needing shins stacked on top of each other. You can find the prop here, wherever it is. So again, as I've mentioned throughout class, we hold a lot of our discomfort, a lot of our sensation in our hips. This is just a little release. We're only here for 2 more breaths on this side. Be sweet to those knees. Keep both those toes activated. Be sweet with yourself, with your mind. Find your drishti point, your point of focus, unmoving energy. And give yourself 1 more big breath here. Use that exhale, soften. Moving really sweetly. Go ahead, remove that prop out of the way. You can let your feet come straight out in front of you. Give yourself a little wiggle, or even windshield wipers with your knees, whatever release your body is craving as we move into our second side. So left leg is just hanging out in space. Bring our right leg till it's parallel with the top of your mat. Check in with that shin. Right toes are active. Now find that left foot, stack it up on top of that right knee. Again, it can be super high. Blanket can go underneath that tush, underneath that thigh. Blanket can rest on top of that right foot. Or if you don't need a prop, you can let yourself find this sensation, find this posture. But wherever you are, we're breathing into the sensation, we're breathing into the space. We're not pressing it. We're not finding a point of dis-ease. The whole point of this class is to find ease, but find this opportunity to give yourself a little release. Letting yourself find that drishti point. Toes are active. Shins are stacked on top of each other, using that prop. Wherever you need to go, give yourself 2 more breaths here. Opening up through those hips, those lungs, those hearts, the mind, our spirit, our sensation, whatever it is, breathe into it. Last big breath. Soften through everything on that exhale. Drop those shoulders, release the jaw, tongue falls from the roof of your mouth, and just soften here. Moving sweetly and gently, everyone together now. Find the prop out of the way, leave it towards the top of your mat, use your hands. We're gonna come into our knees bent, and we're gonna lean back onto our hands, and we're just gonna find some nice windshield wipers. Inhale, come up through midline. Exhale, drop to the side. Inhale through mid. Exhale, drop to the side. And then go ahead, allow yourself to fully release down onto our spines, onto our backs. Take some moments here to set it up. Find the sensation you need. You can keep those windshield wipers going. And then on an inhale breath, reach up towards those inner feet or outer edge of our feet, or clasping those knees. And just how we opened up, go ahead, find that nice, gentle, happy baby. Hips are open, heart is open, mind is open. So just see how this one might feel a little different than the one we had at the beginning of class. See how this one might find its way into a different variation of happy baby. And then once you feel balanced, once you find that both sides are in their space, inhale, pull those knees in towards chest. These last 3 to 5 breaths are yours to find the ease that you need I'm going to cue a gentle supine twist, but if that is not what's calling to you, you can find constructive rest. You can enter into Shavasana, find whatever sensation you need or whatever movement or stillness. But if you are moving into a twist, go ahead, let those feet fall down towards the earth. Inhale that right whole leg up and over that left leg. We're crossing our legs. And then as you exhale, let gravity pull you towards the left. Gaze goes towards the right. Allow that heart to feel nice and heavy and supported on the earth. We're looking over towards that right to find a gentle twist. We're only here for a couple breaths. So give yourself this opportunity to rinse it clean, open up through the sensation, open up through the space. One more big breath here. Gravity and breath, the only two working forces. Use that exhale to soften. Gently come back through midline, back through neutral. Release that right leg down to the earth. Reset those hips. Inhale that left leg up and over, crossing our legs. And then exhale, dropping towards the right-hand side. Gaze goes towards the left. And then just let gravity take over. 2 to 3 breaths here. Finding ease in our sensation, ease in our shape. One more big breath. Let heaviness take over. Inhale, breath, come back through neutral. Releasing that left foot down towards the earth. Now last opportunity for choices. First is to find constructive rest. Heel, heel toe out towards the outside edge of the feet. Knees knock in. Hands fall where they're comfortable. Belly and chest out at a T, maybe up overhead. Wherever will find the most ease for you. Or full Shavasana. You can let your feet go long. Test it out. See which one feels right, which one is the most comfortable. And allow yourself to release. Release all the sensation in your body, the story of your muscles and your joints just floating in space. Gravity and breath are the only two working points as you float off into Shavasana. Permission to stay in Shavasana as long as you need to find the comfort and ease, or gently bring some awareness back into your fingers and toes, back into your body, and back into your mind. Bring that sensation of ease and awareness throughout every cell, using your breath to gently reawaken. Once you feel like you have fully arrived back onto your mat, on an inhale breath, let those fingertips reach up overhead, toes reach forward. And from this space, recognize left or right hand side, left for internal healing, right for external energy. Whichever side is calling to you, pull your knees towards chest and roll over onto that bicep, giving yourself this final moment, this final beat, this final posture to embody all of that sensation of comfort, of release, of ease, moving forward through the rest of your day, week, month, year, and life. Keeping your eyes closed or gaze soft, gently press up into a comfortable seated position towards the top of your mat. Once you're there, hands come to where they're comfortable, pressed into palms, maybe palms pressed to heart center, or even down into a neutral position, wherever is going to bring you energy. Drop your chin towards chest first and foremost, for giving yourself this opportunity to find ease, to find movement, to show up and move and breathe. Such a powerful gift. And on an inhale, bring those hands together up in between your third eye center. Press those palms in towards each other. Lift your chin towards the sky in a sign of appreciation and awareness of the energy and effort we were able to share. Please know the inner teacher and light within me still recognizes and still appreciates the inner teacher and light within each of you. One way to say this is to bow our heads and say, Namaste. Thank you everyone for joining me for today's session. Again, my name is Jackie with Jagco Yoga. If you enjoyed it, please consider giving it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment section below. And if you have any interest in any 30, 60-minute full classes or yoga basics, please subscribe because we've got a lot of great yoga content coming. Namaste.